They said she wasn't even there.
Minx trying to throw me in?
Alright, so this is the a follow-up to my Minx video from last week, where I talked about the Minx versus QTCinderella drama that went on. And God damn it, dude. Alright, sorry. I'm pulling up things right now because I'm an unprepared person. Anyway, so let's start this off with Minx. This is Minx's account, by the way. I don't know what this whole thing is. I guess she's like being a parody of something. Anyway, Minx starts off with, deleting DMs is sus. Amen for SC. I'm assuming SC means Snapchat. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm going to take it that way. It continues on here. This is a continuation of the thread. People using a seizure they didn't have as an excuse for ruining a party that cost someone 50K is sus. But I did have a seizure. Who said I didn't? Again, that was Minx. Anyway, going over to here, we have this Haley person who jumps in with a screenshot of QT. This was a screenshot we talked about in my last video on the subject. This is insane. I have people who saw I was pushed and saw me having a seizure. I have a hospital report. If QT didn't block me, I'd love to ask her about this because they said she wasn't even there. Now, there's a lot of confusion on this, and I don't know if this was done intentionally or if perhaps people, or perhaps she doesn't know that she was there or something like that. QT claims she was there. So, going off that, QT shared 3 narratives in her drama. So, and I want to make this clear because I don't think I made this clear in my last video. I put this as a pinned comment on my last video, but I am going to say this. To be clear, QTCinderella shared 3 narratives over the course of this video and her telling of events. Narrative 1, the one you see on screen, was that Minx did not have a seizure and she was not pushed. Now, she deleted the tweet for whatever reason. A, probably because it made her look bad, but B, also probably because she knew it wasn't true. If I had to hazard a guess. Narrative 2 was that Minx was the reason the after party was shut down. XQC, who we saw in the last video, said that the party was getting crazy and things were getting... I've heard reports that things were getting broken, like heaters were thrown in pools broken. I don't know how true that is. I've not found anyone else outside of like 1 or 2 people who have said this. So it's completely possible that that's fabricated. But anyway, he said that the after party was getting crazy and that the house people, who I'm going to assume are either the actual homeowners of the house they were using or the homeowners association, which is possible because they're in LA. And I know that they're in LA because that's where the Streamer Awards event was held. Anyway, after that, XQC basically says that it was held in the residential neighborhood and was more than likely shut down due to the stuff getting broken and the home people not liking it, the house people not liking it. Narrative 3, which was the current narrative before something that we'll be seeing in just a second here, was that QTCinderella has tried everything and that's why she's being very public with this. There was a clip of her explaining that in the last video if you don't know that. Anyway, QT has since apologized, saying, "Sorry I haven't streamed much. I'm still really overwhelmed. One big takeaway from this weekend is please stop attacking other streamers on my behalf. It's always a mistake to bring these things to the public eye. I won't make that mistake again. Please do not attack anyone for me, ever." So, to me, that kind of comes across as her apologizing to Minx in a way. She's not really saying, like, I'm sorry to Minx. She's more than likely just, you know, to me it just sounds like, oh, Minx, you know, it's like, oh, I shouldn't have done this to Minx. This was something that should not have been very public like it was. Minx responds with, "Promise I'm working on myself. This is my year. Happy St. Patrick's Day. all this happened on St. Patrick's Day. The deleting DM stuff happened the day before on the 16th. And it's unclear what this means. And I'm not clicking quote retreats. This is... So there was at one point... Now, someone in my comments said that... On the last video... Said that Saikuno said Minx never tried to throw him into the pool. I did not know that this was something that was said on anyone's thing. Like, at all. So, thank you to that guy. Saikuno... indicated someone evidently broke things. He never said that Minx threw heaters in the pool. And again, that's something else that should be noted. There's no evidence any of this really happened. So the heaters portion of it, I have no idea where that comes from. I don't even know if that's true or not. So anyway... This is apparently Saikuno's side of the story. Saikuno, paraphrase. Basically, I was chilling by the pool with Connor, and this is not Connor Eats Pants Connor, and Minx just wanted to go swimming. Thinks she maybe drank too much. Me and Connor prevented her from jumping in, maybe from far away. Someone thought it looked like she tried to get us in the pool. I'm going to play this clip. Just be warned, you know, you're going to hear other voices. He's playing a game with some other people. So, I'm sorry if it's not clear what he's saying. That's why this guy paraphrased what he said. Anyway, here's that clip.
Yeah, guys, I didn't know Minx happened. Yeah, she didn't, people were asking me, they're like, did she try and throw you in the pool and kill you? And I was like, no.
Okay, everyone come.
I don't think that didn't happen to me.
Listen to my call. All right, please.
I think there's probably a weird, like, telephone thing that happened, because this is my experience with the show. Basically, I was chilling by the pool with Connor, and Minx just wanted to go swimming. I think she was just drank too much, probably. And she said she wanted to go swimming. So me and Connor just grabbed her and made her not jump in the pool.
Don't do anything.
And maybe from like far away, it would maybe someone thought it looked like she was trying to get us in the pool. And then it just seemed to me like she just drank a lot.
Wow, what a fancy name.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know what happened. I definitely was not in any danger. I think it was just a weird game of telephone, perchance.
We're gonna go heaven here.
Because it just seemed like she drank a lot.
Alright, so that's his side of events. Now, this is the Connor Sea Dogs VA. This is the Connor he is talking about in this one.
Well, there was like a moment where like me and Saikuno were talking outside. And like, she tried to jump in the pool. And I just fucking grabbed like that. I was like, nope, no, you're not going in the pool. I was like, absolutely not. And I think people said that they thought it was, I think people thought it was, I saw someone else say that they thought Minx was trying to throw me in. But no, I stopped her from running in. Because I was like, don't do this. This is a bad idea. I was like talking to Saikuno. I was like, yeah, my lifeguard training's kicked in. I was talking to Saikuno like this. Then Minx comes up and I was like, oh, hi. Because she was drunk. I was like, whatever, dude. Dealing with drunk people is like easy. That's fine. They said that she was trying to throw Saikuno. No, she wasn't trying to throw Saikuno in. She was trying to run in. But me and Saikuno were talking and then she was like, you should go in, Saikuno. And then Saikuno was like, no, obviously. And then she tries to run in. And I'd just be like, nope. And I pull her back. Like, twice. Had to do that.
Alright, so that was the Connor explaining his side of events. Alright. So, what are my thoughts on this? Well, I have to agree with both Connor and Saikuno. This seems like one big game of telephone where nobody really knows what actually happened that night. You know, there's reports that, oh, Minx drank too much, and well, I guess that's kind of consistent amongst most tellings, so I shouldn't even say that. But anyway, you know, and there's other reports saying that, you know, she didn't have a seizure. There's people that said she did, and then there's this narrative going on right now, where we're seeing a lot more people say that basically this telling of events is completely and utterly false because it did happen. She was there and everything else. And I agree. There seems to be one big game of telephone where nobody really knows what's going on, especially QTCinderella, because now we're getting reports that says she wasn't even there. Well, who do we believe? personally, I don't really believe QTCinderella a whole hell of a lot. I think that she has every reason to lie in this situation. Heck, I think that maybe she's the one that kind of started the situation off by lying. I do think she was there. I don't know where Minx got the idea that she wasn't. Especially because there were other people there, or there were other people on a clip from hers that were backing her up, saying like, yeah. That were saying similar things, that said the heaters were being thrown into the pool. The only reason I didn't believe that at the time, and I really still don't, is because, like everyone has been saying, it's a big game of telephone. We don't know the whole situation, and in my opinion, we really can't form any solid foundation of what went on. You know, I even put my thoughts out on a document, not a public one, on a private one, to try and get my thoughts together on it, and it still didn't even make sense to me. You know, one second we're saying she came to the award ceremony drunk. The next second, when you look at the timeline of events, it's not possible for her to have gone. It's really not possible for her to have gotten to the award ceremony drunk, and then apparently do anything else. Like, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It makes more sense that she drank at the award ceremony, or even before, but in the building, if you get what I'm saying. You know, and not to mention, QT's narrative doesn't even line up with anyone else's real telling of events. It more or less matches up with her own, or, you know, it more or less matches up with her own way of saying things, and a group of people that will back her up on literally anything she says. You know, and the Poggers community does not have a huge reputation for being good people. Half the time, most of them aren't even all that knowledgeable on subjects that they talk about or anything like that. And in the past, the Poggers community has even been in dramas kind of similar to this, where there's like 16 different narratives, no one really actually knows what happened that night, and everyone's just going off of word of mouth of another person who's going off of word of mouth of another person. So, am I surprised that people are saying that there's a big telephone game? Absolutely not. In my opinion, I think that QTCinderella just got upset that events that she wants to be taken as kind of serious are getting goofed on and kind of being turned into the whole criticism of that community, which is that they're nothing but a huge frat. You know, they party and they do all these things exactly how, like, frats do. And that's really, I think, what it comes down to. I think she gets upset that, like, she wants to create these professional events and no one takes it seriously. And I think that's where this whole, like, outlash at Minx came from, was just, here's something that she wants taken extremely seriously, and here's Minx, and here's a drama coming out of it from Minx, which, by the way, I don't even think was public prior to QT talking about it. So that's kind of an own on her part. If that's the case. And I wouldn't be surprised if that is the case. You know, half these people, like, share a narrative that doesn't make sense, and the other half just blindly believe whatever someone tells them. We've seen it time and time again with people who know very little about what actually has gone on those nights in question, and I really wouldn't be surprised if in the coming weeks or in the coming days we get another narrative that comes out of this event, of which I'm not covering anymore. I've done 3 videos on this subject. I'm not doing any more. I want to make that clear. I did not expect this to be a 3-week-long segment. Anyway, I think that just about wraps up this scenario. And I think that just about wraps up this whole drama in general. There's not much more that can be said that hasn't already been said. If anything more comes out that's more damning or anything like that, sure, I'll probably cover it. But I'm not going to do another video on it unless, like I said, it's damning or there's a significant reason to want to do it. So with that out of the way, I think I'm going to end this segment and move on to the next one.